Hello there, welcome to the Quarter to Three live stream for Request Wednesday. As we all know, Guild Wars won by popular demand. You guys can't get enough of this, neither can I. Also, you want to talk more about British television shows from the 60s for children. So let's get to it and play some Guild Wars 2 for Request Wednesday. Woohoo! You can already see I had this queued up, right? There it is. That's what we're actually playing. Doki Literature Club. Yep. Oh, someone wants to join the stream. We have a cat now. Ho, 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 now I have a cat. All right, come here, you big fatso. I don't know anything about this. I was a little surprised on Steam to see it referred to as a horror game. Huh. Which now, looky here, it's not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Neither of those applies to me, so I think I am clear to proceed by pressing this button here. Did I mention the stuff? Oh, good lord. I'm Tom Chick. Did I say that? This is the Quarter to Three live stream. I think I said that. Follow me on Twitter at QT3. And if you want to support this kind of stuff, I make a living from Patreon, so check out patreon.com/TomChick. Concrete Otter says, Tom loves books. This game is totally for him. Right? Literature clubs. Who doesn't want to be a member of a literature club? Although I'm not sure what kind of book club discussions you'd have with these young ladies. I mean, I have no problem with that, but they're probably reading, Twilight novels and whatnot. All right, well, now it's getting serious, and I feel bad for making fun of it. Great. Highly disturbing content. Did it say highly disturbing for or just disturbing? Utsby says, rapid clicking through dialogue coming up. So the person who voted for this, Richard Holt, sort of sheepishly contacted me and said, sorry for voting. I'm not sure he expected to win. He said, sorry for that vote. If you want, you can play something else. And he suggested an alternative. But like I told him, Request Wednesday is like a presidential election. If you screw up and your vote causes an experience that's less than optimal, you don't get to go back and change it. Oh, okay, it is. We're not going to get a sepia tone game. It's going to be full color. Oh my gosh, they're really driving that point home. Make sure there's no kids in the room here. So far, not very disturbing. Oh, really? Now you're not interested? Now you want to leave. All right, the cat is no longer interested. Can't say I blame him. All right, get out of here. Here. All right, go on. See you later, Fanny. The cat has left the building. Well, not the building, the room. All right, guess what I'm not going to do? Turn off the music. I am going to turn it down just a little bit. I mean, right? My name or a character name? This is always a little unclear to me. Because I'm not sure I want these little waifu chicks calling me by name. Like, am I playing myself in this game? We'll find out. Mig UK says the cat was just afraid it was going to get too real for him. Oh yeah, so right, this is a visual novel. Sayori, I wonder if I should be taking notes about the names here. Alright, Sayori is lazy, that's what we know. Oh my gosh, I am a character in this game now. Oops. I mean, is that what I'm supposed to do? Oh, good lord. So she's saying this stuff to a 50-year-old man? This is now weird. All right. Well, the positive side is I get to go back to school. Maybe I can equip myself slightly better this time around. I mean, I guess the idea is you're supposed to, when you play this, uh, play it as if you're remembering yourself as a child in high school. Is that what you do in Shin Megami Tensei? Pony Carnival, who's not using his name in YouTube, says use your real name. He also points out it's a visual novel because regular novels are about taste and smell, not vision. Pony Carnival, it's a visual novel because the word comic book, uh, people are ashamed of it. Tom Ross wants to know if I'm going to read this to you guys. See, that was that's the voice I'll be using for Sayori during this reading. All right, so me and Sayori, who is lazy and oversleeps, we've been friends for a while. We're going to school. The streets become increasingly speckled with other students. I don't like that writing there. I would strike speckled. Nah, that's no good. By the way, Tom, have you decided on a club to join yet? Now, I'm going to predict that I will be joining Literature Club, specifically Doki Doki Literature Club. Isn't it the Shin Megami Tensei game where it's the same thing? It's about going to high school. It's the first part of the game is 3 hours of going to high school and deciding to join which club you're going to be in. And you go to swimming club and photography club and chess club and geography club. And it's like, what class are you going to be? Is that Shin Megami Tensei? I'm not into clubs. I'm like, is it W.C. Fields or Groucho Marx who wouldn't want to belong to any club that would have him? It could be Winston Churchill. Anytime you hear a famous quote, it's either the Bible, Shakespeare, or Winston Churchill. Eric Geithner says what we're all thinking, which is, too bad Kelly Wand isn't here to do the voices. Utsby points out, Tom's criticizing writing immediately after getting me/I wrong. Utsby, colloquial speech is not the same thing as writing. Different rules apply. So there. What did I say? The one that I always used to get wrong, I think it's important to still learn about the language you speak, no matter how old you are. Like, never stop learning about things like grammar and vocabulary. I finally figured out, 40 years after the beginning or whatever of my education. It took decades. I finally figured out the difference between was and were for conditional statement. I used to get that wrong all the time. So I think now, even in colloquial speech, I will get that one right. It's not if. Oh, wait. Now I'm confusing myself. If I were a rich man, right? Not if I was a rich man. If you were previously rich, then you say, I was a rich man. If it's a conditional statement where you're thinking, what if, you're considering a hypothetical, then it's if I were a rich man, right? Right, now I'm going to have to look that up. 4D Swiss Cheese says, yep, we're definitely not getting very far into the game tonight. All right, I'm pretty sure it's possible I did in one of our mini conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on. All right, I don't seem to be treating her very nicely if she's an old friend. Siri likes to worry a little too much about me, and I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do some serious role-playing to get into this character. I don't understand this character. Anime, huh? I mean, what am I doing now? Listen to me. Here I am with anime. Well, all right, she's looking out for me. I don't know what a NEET is. I'm assuming an introvert. All right was just misspelled. All right, so I've given Sayori my word. I'm going to try to be more social. Wait, did that just say relent on her? I'm surprised I even let myself... Oh, relent to her. All right, that's... I guess seeing her worry so much just made me want to ease her mind. Okay, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. All right, well, here we go. New scene. Check out that editing. You guys like that? It's called a wipe. Lucas loves those. George Lucas. Not Lucas, the kid. Isn't there a movie called Lucas? The school day is ordinary as ever. And it's over for an... Oh, good. I wasn't going to have to sit and listen to lectures. Okay, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. So I want somebody to check some out. All right, let's go check out some clubs, starting with Anime Club. While I'm spacing out. All right. I seem like a fairly vacant character. Sitting in an empty classroom considering joining Anime Club. All right. Well, what is her club? Did I make her cry? Is that a tear right there? Chris Markinson says, someone should have voted for a live stream of Tom watching the movie Your Name. Utsby says, if I remember, it's about an hour of fairly... I'm not sure. Brisk dialogue? Does that even say a fairly brisk dialogue? Oh, yep, so very good. Utsby says, if I remember, it's about an hour of fairly brisk dialogue, clicking to get to a major plot point. That's what Richard Holt warned me when he sent me a message about this, saying, this might not be. And you guys know, you know what you're getting in. You vote for something like this. You could get an hour of me playing Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. You vote for that, that's what you'll get. Okay, she's a co-founder of the Literature Club. How many syllables are in literature? Literature. It's a 3-syllable word, right? Some kind of pyramid scheme going on here. Multi-level marketing nonsense. Natsuki made cupcakes. Okay. Yeah, she's playing some 3-dimensional chess with me here. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake. Yes, let's go. All right. Wipe. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. This is horror. That is some serious foreboding there. That's some foreshadowing. We know something dire is going to happen. My soul is about to be sold. Nice narrative device, Doki Doki Literature Club. Although, wait, was that supposed to be a joke, or was that actually like the narrator foreshadowing something? Okay. Here we go. The eponymous Doki Doki Literature Club. Huh, don't know what I expected. All right, well, it's just, okay, we're meeting in a classroom. Don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Girl 1. Okay, I like this. In a lot of times in RPGs, like JRPGs, you'll meet a character and it has the character's name here. So, 20 panels of dialogue later, when the character introduces him or herself, you're like, yeah, I know. You had a name tag over everything you said. Okay, well, we don't know who this girl is. Could this be Natsuki, the cooker of the cupcakes? Oh, so I get... Oh, right. I guess I could tell from the splash screen. It's all girls. Right here. Take a screenshot of that. My favorite bit of dialogue in any JRPG. I do genuinely love that, like playing with this idea of ellipses. Well, there you go. That was all words escaping me. Ellipses. Yay, a little italics here. All right, it's getting a little playful with the italics. Hazy Silhouette, don't make it. I'm not even going to read his comment. It was a 2 Girls 1 Cup reference. I've never seen 2 Girls 1 Cup, and I have no desire to. I will never see it. Disturbing videos. Oh wait, which one is Natsuki? So I guess the pink-haired one. A friend of mine watched the. Was his name Daniel Berg, the fellow who was beheaded? He watched that video, and would later tell me how he wished he hadn't. Why would you watch that? I mean, that's a little different than 2 Girls 1 Cup, but still. And I don't like videos of people getting really hurt. I love videos of people like tripping and falling, of being subjected to indignity. But oh god, I hate it when like videos of people actually getting injured. Yeah, why are we talking about that? The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Whoa, all right. Commenting on her figure, fair enough. I mean, I am playing a boy in high school. It's okay. She's the one who made cupcakes, right? I remember that part of the writing. All right, so Sayori's giving me tips about each of the women, the same way that Tony Hale gives Julie Louis-Dreyfus tips about people they meet in Veep on HBO. Yuri. Does Yuri know she has a boy's name? Monica. I do know Monica? All right. Same class last year. Okay. Most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Right. Okay. Completely out of my league. I can't stand tea. Do you guys have coffee? Ooh, I'm about to make a choice. Is gameplay about to happen? Which girl do I sit next to, right? Oh, well, alright, the game decided for me. Alright, here we go. Ooh woo ah. Suki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. I love this club. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. This club rocks. Oh, I don't get to see an image of the cupcakes. Alright, you know what? It is a visual novel. I have to visualize it in my head. Alright, now do I get to decide how to respond to the cupcake? Looks like I do not. Alright, she's busted. That's not how you spell all right, game. So she's busted apparently making the cupcakes because she knew I was coming. I think. Right? Did I read that correctly? Oh god, here comes the tea. You know what? None for me. A teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. I mean, this is Japan. Okay. Teachers gave us... Alright, they're allowed to have this tea. This is not contraband tea. I mean, whose idea was it to soak leaves in water? If you really want what's in that leaf, just eat it. And just don't get tea. What's the point? Alright. Okay, do I get to answer this? Do I get to choose an answer? Looks like I do not. Alright. I wonder if it's a horror game because the literature that they read is like the Necronomicon. Oh, Debate Club. She's Anna Kendrick from the movie Rocket Science. Alright. Monica's going to be president someday. Hades Deloitte says, someone who talks about cooking cupcakes shall not lecture us on the art of steeping fine tea. Richard Holt, who's, I think, a Brit, says, infusions such as tea were a means of clearing toxins from tainted water prior to modern sanitation. Ah, so Richard Holt is admitting that tea is technologically obsolete. Uspy says he was already over the extreme video thing by about 1998. McMaster says he's seen lots of horrible things. Looking around on the dark web to see what I could find. The dark web's not a thing, is it? Come on. Chris Markinson says he has a hard time reading books on Barbarossa. It's the East Front campaign, right, in World War II, because of the horrors that it talks about. Bradley Steele writes Cthulhu Fhtagn Literature Club. Bradley Steele, there's a game I would play. Tom Ross, are you a Brit? That name sounds like you're a Brit. I don't know. Says tea has more of that stuff that makes your mouth feel dry, like wine, and goes better with fat-rich meals, like an Ulster fry with bacon and eggs. Yeah, you know, totally. Tom Ross, you've outed yourself as a Brit of some sort. He says it's better for that sort of thing than coffee. He says coffee is better with treats. Oh, all right. I guess that kind of makes sense. I still, you know, if we're ever hanging out, no one try to serve me tea. I don't want tea. All right, is there something insidious about this club that I'm going to find out? Is this like a Stepford Wives or a Get Out situation? Yeah, Monica needs to go into politics. What kind of things do you like to read? Can I finally get a chance to choose an answer? Oh, it looks like I'm some sort of dumb Philistine who doesn't read. Ugh. Seriously? That's my answer. Ugh. Yeah, she's very disappointed in my answer about manga. Concrete Otter says maybe the horror in this game is the lack of player agency. Utsby says just keep clicking while catching up on chat. So here's the thing about this game, though. It's got literally tens of thousands of instances of positive feedback on Steam. And it's only been out... When did it come out? Hold on, let me check. Store page. Because it's not an old game, is it? September 22nd, 2017. All right, so it's been out for a few months. Tens of thousands of positive feedback instances. So there's something going on here. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Oh God, you're ain't. I thought she was gonna say something like Tolstoy. I mean, I'm one of those snooty people who's like, Game of Thrones isn't literature; it's entertainment. Faulkner, that's literature. She seems so timid and reserved. Yeah, she's the older, mild-mannered one. Mature, I think is what the word was earlier. It's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. Richard Holt says he genuinely recommends this game. Richard Holt, you're the one... Well, so I think he tried to unrecommend it just because he knew it had this early bit of exposition, that sort of mandatory click through a bunch of dialogue in a JRPG bit. Tom MC says, so this is a great game and Pandemic is the best board game. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. I cannot tell you guys. Here I am going on about how Tolstoy and Faulkner are literature, but anime and manga and Game of Thrones aren't. Guess what I did all day yesterday? Deep psychological elements, okay? So like Salinger's Catcher in the Rye? No. Oh, now she's talking. All right, Yuri's my favorite character. All right, so what I did yesterday, all day, seriously all day, like I got up and fussed around a little bit and was like, okay, I'm going to mess with this. And then did that through the day, into the night, played that goofy Thunderbirds board game, and watched episodes of Thunderbirds. I watched an episode of Thunderbirds called Terror in New York, in which the Empire State Building collapses and traps survivors underneath it. No lie. It just like pancakes straight down. Actually, it does fall over. Like it falls over, it topples over, not like a pancaking like the World Trade Center. Really weird. And this was actually, so this would have been 65. The World Trade Center wasn't built until the 70s, right? Like early 70s. So this predated the World Trade Center. So they made, and it wasn't terrorism that did it. It was basically incompetence. The subplot is they're moving the Empire State Building, and while they're moving it, oops, there's some instability on the ground. It topples over and traps people underneath it. But that was and Greg Ambrose says, "Wait, Thunderbirds like the old puppet show?" Yeah, Greg Ambrose. 2 days ago on the Guild Wars live stream, I was explaining. I was asking you guys about Thunderbirds because I now have a weird new interest in it. I used to have a Thunderbirds toy as a kid, which I vividly remember, but I never watched the Thunderbirds as a kid. I don't. It's a British show. It wasn't available where I grew up in the States. Uh, and Matt Leacock, who does Pandemic. I hate Pandemic. I think Pandemic is a terrible design for stupid intellectual reasons that I can go into that involve game design and narrative and theme and mechanics and blah blah blah. All that. That's boring. You guys don't want to hear that. But Matt Leacock also did it. He did a game based on a Kickstarter a couple of years ago that is an iteration of his Pandemic formula, kind of, that I wanted to try, and it's a Thunderbirds license thing. And I think I really like it for reasons that relate to why I don't like Pandemic. So anyway, I was asking you guys about Thunderbirds um, on Monday and spent all day yesterday watching a couple episodes and playing this silly little game over here. All right, so Yuri likes horror. I read a horror book once. Yeah, all right. Considering the amount of player agency, yes, she might as well be talking to a rock. All right. Surreal horror. She should see a movie called Black Rainbow. No, Beyond the Black Rainbow. Or maybe a little Lars von Trier. Is that surreal? No, it's not really. Ugh, I hate horror. Netsuki, obviously. Aw. His Silhouette says puppetry is the board game version of anime. Eric Geithner confesses he really enjoyed Pandemic Legacy. Pandemic Legacy, I think the success of that has way more to do with the concept of legacy than the concept of pandemic. And I'm enjoying Pandemic Legacy Season 2, by the way. Haha, Tom MC bought First Martians. First Martians, I think, is terrible. Blech. Oh my god. Bradley Steele says, fun fact, I read the word anime before I ever heard it spoken, so I thought it was pronounced anime, right? Martin Hill says, In the Mouth of Madness is good surreal horror. Yeah, okay, good call, Martin Hill. Jason Master says, if I send you a couple of trades of Blades of the Immortal, would you read them? I don't know what that is. Anybody who sends me, like, yeah, I love being sent stuff to read. Is Blades of the Immortal a comic book? What is that? Utsby is talking about, it's a free waifu dating sim that has a horror twist. It has an audience. Oh, is Utsby, are you just describing this? I think you are. All right. Why don't you share something? Okay, no, she's not going to share. She's obviously shy about sharing her poetry. Very self-conscious. All right, so these are the two timid girls here. Sayori and Monica are the more outgoing ones. Okay. Okay, see, now we're doing literature club. We're creating literature as well as reading it. Oh, awkward silence. Drinking games. Oh. Here. There you go. Took a screenshot of that. All right, when is something sinister going to happen? Don't spoil it in chat. Don't actually answer that. So Blade of the Immortal is manga, and it's one that he endorses. Huh. Tom Ross says, I've never read a horror novel. Tom, I think that horror lends itself to short stories. Better. But I love novels filled with tension that leave me traumatized, such as The Road and Mercy Among the Children. And then he asks, is there a horror novel that he should read? Tom, one of my favorite recent horror authors is a guy from Alaska named Laird Barron, Barron. The Imago sequence is, I think that's the one that I sent to Chris Markinson, is the one that I would recommend. And other than that, I actually don't know a lot of horror novels either. There's a really good Adam Neville, is that his name? Shoot, my screen. Let me look across my room here. I don't want to get his name wrong. Oh God, where is it? I have no organization to my books whatsoever. Is it Adam Neville? All right, hold on. I gotta walk over here. Shoot, where is it? There's a novel called The Ritual. It's basically a long short story, short novel that I really liked a lot. That for the unexpected things that it did. Did I give away my copy of The Ritual? All right, well, I can't find it. Isn't this fun watching me, not even watching me, listening to me look through my books? Shoot a Monkey. The original, Adam Neville. Yeah, there you go. All right, here we go. There's still one problem. All right, now, is this a plot twist coming up? Tom MC says, First Martians, as bad as it sounds, bummer. We'll always have High Frontier. Yeah, First Martians just looks like a sort of a dry iteration on Robinson Crusoe that relies heavily on an app tie-in. You're supposed to run a little app instead of a deck of cards, which is what Robinson Crusoe did. Jason McMaster, get out of here with that. He says Joe Hill or Stephen King. No. I can't believe I read all of The Fireman. Joe Hill is terrible. Joe Hill has a story called 20th Century. Wait, is it? I think the collection is 20th Century Ghost, and the very first story in that is great because he's drawing from what he knows. It's about a horror author. But otherwise, Joe Hill is just insufferable. And the less said about Stephen, I mean, good Lord, Stephen King, not real horror. Actually, that's not true. Some of the Stephen King short stories are great. I just think there are way better writers you could breed than Stephen King. He's pulp horror. And he's just so prolific too. Never mind, whatever. I mean, Stephen King needs to just write less. There's just so much trash. Okay. All four girls staring back with dejected eyes, but oh no! Look, they're physically shrinking at my lack of enthusiasm. Oh wait, I have to write a poem too. All right. All right, the word pissed just appeared. So there's cussing in this game, mild cussing. I would characterize that as mild language. Jason Master says old Stephen King like The Stand or The Shining are great. I don't know The Shining, but The Stand is a classic example of what I'm talking about. There's so much, like The Stand is so much. The Stand is has no point being as long as it is. Left Empty says I've got Train to Busan on my Netflix. Left Empty, just keep in mind it's very Korean. I love the zombie design in it though. Jason Master says did you only read Fireman? I mean 20th Century Ghosts I liked a lot, but NOS 4A2 and Heart-Shaped Box were both really good. Left Empty says they should make their breasts shrink. I bet the concerned crowd would take it much more personally. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, Chris Markinson sending me a link. Let me see this to. Oh my God! It's not green. That is weird. And yeah, Markinson, that's exactly what I had, and it had the little. I'm not sure I knew because that's a submarine. Thunderbird 4 down there is a submarine. I'm not sure I knew it had that was a submarine. I think that's it. That's got to be it. Wow, it's supposed to be green though. And yeah, I guess there's a catch on the side that lowers the pod, the vehicle pod. Wow, but yeah, that's got to be it, Markinson. Yeah. All right, if you were in Twitch, you could click on that and see the Thunderbird 2 toy. The episode Terror in New York, Thunderbird 2 also gets shot down in that episode, I think. That's the one. Tom Ross says, actually, I've read some Joe Hill and Stephen King, and I didn't find them that enjoyable. I think The Road is a much scarier apocalyptic novel than The Stand. Well, I mean, you know, we're comparing Big Mac and Kobe beef there. Stephen King wishes he could write like Cormac McCarthy. All right. If you give me a page of Stephen King, I can find on any given page of Stephen King 3 things that are dumb. It's a challenge I will meet. Just any page of Stephen King. Just turn to any page. Show it to me. I'll read it, and then I'll tell you 3 things that are dumb. All right, so that was my first day of literature club. So far, nothing really sinister. And so far, I will say, I mean, this, again, visual, I mean, this is the format, so fair enough. But also so far, nothing that would ever impel me to keep playing. Compel me? Impel me? Whatever. Nothing here that would make me want to keep playing. But okay, the 4 girls. Sayori, okay, let's recap. Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. And of course, Monica. Right. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to go. Oh God, is this one of these like things where I pick one of the girls to date? Okay, here I go. I get to write a poem. Maybe now we'll have some player age. Ooh! All right. Oh, look at their little cute bobbleheaded figures. All right. All right. Okay. LBN667 says you can tell Stephen King is bad by his dismissiveness over Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. A dismissiveness, by the way, LBN667, that I shared for a long time until I watched it again a couple of years ago. Jason Masters cussing. This is, I can't read what he says, but he's implying that I am full of excrement. Not implying, he actually wrote that. Tom Ross says, No Country for Old Men is like Cormac McCarthy's version of a Dennis Lane novel. Very good, Tom Ross. It is. It's like an airport thriller, kind of. Richard Holt, this school is weird. They can only join one club and they have to go every day. Bradley Steele says, in every Stephen King novel ever, there's a passage that reads something like, quote, the sight was ridiculous, but the protagonist was still terrified, end quote. Mig UK suggested says I can write a poem about how awesome the Thunderbirds are. Hazy Silhouette says, no haikus, please. Left MD says, I hope the harem will chase Tom to his bedroom as is the appropriate custom in Korea. What? What's going on? Does that happen in Korea? Bonsai Wanderer says, I was going to suggest a drinking game where we drink whenever someone says Cormac McCarthy, but I'm too late. Bonsai Wanderer? Okay, fair enough. We'd all be a little tipsy by this point. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good will happen with whoever likes your poem the most. With whomever is a prepositional phrase. It should be with whomever. No, wait, whomever. Who likes your poem? No, is that correct? Something might happen with, because this is the clause. Who likes your poem the most? And this is the subject with whomever likes. No, no, it should be with whomever likes your poem the most, right? Do I have that right? Someone look that up and let me know. I'm serious. Let me know if it should be. That should be whomever, shouldn't it? With whomever likes your poem the most. But it is who likes your poem the most. Dadgummit, I think it is whoever. All right, that's my final answer. I'm going to go with don't correct it. It is whoever. Let me know if I screwed it up. Oh dear. I've got. Do I get 20 pages of words? Okay. Um. Oh, good lord. Okay. Oh. Uh. And they're just hopping around down there. I guess this is my mental image. So we have Natsuki, Yuri. Oh, where's Monica? And oh, because Monica, I guess, is a. And this is Sayori. Is that Sayori? And we don't get Monica. All right. Oh, good lord. Okay, well now I kind of want to play in earnest. Okay, let's get dark. Alone. Oh, I do like kitties though. Frightening. I mean, let's try to steer this towards horror as much as we can. Starscape, a little cosmic horror. So, something horrific like massacre, or just something really downbeat like tragedy? Oh, or pain. Yeah, let's go with pain. Are we getting too like dark and emo now? Let's do that. Pain, nightgown. Should we add a little sort of a little titillation in there with nightgown? Nibble. I don't know. Do I want to mix it up or make it aesthetically consistent? I don't know what to do with my poem. Disaster or just go. Oh shoot, I don't know. You know what? We'll add a little titillation. Lipstick. There you go. Just a little blatant, outright sexual. Well, I mean, yeah, okay, whatever. Lipstick. Infinite. Yes. Ooh, existence. Sad. No grief. Let's go with existence. Because, you know, existential cosmic horror. That's my bag. Oh, dear. Whisper. Yeah, like Whisper in the Darkness. Wait, is that the Lovecraft thing about the siege in the farmhouse? Yeah, Whisper in the Darkness. Vivacious. Dark. Socks. It's the name of the cat the Clintons owned. Let's go with Socks. Amazing, cute, whistle treasure. Uncanny defeat, eternity, empty, crimson universe. Ooh, crimson. Because isn't it A Study in Crimson, the Sherlock Holmes story that Neil Gaiman's A Study in Emerald is based on? Or is it A Study in Scarlet? Shoot, I think it's A Study in Scarlet. Let's go with uncanny. Sticky intellectual heart vacation. Horror. Well, there we go. I mean, look. This right here. This is pandering to me. I will choose it. Tom MC says existential cosmic horror, like Rick and Morty. Tom MC, I would call that existential cosmic comic horror. But yes. Hazy Silhouette says, is this what study with friends is like? Richard Holt says, a Study in Emerald. Now, Study in Emerald is the Neil Gaiman short story that the game is based on. But Neil Gaiman wrote it as a really cool twist that I don't want to ruin on A Study in Scarlet, which is an actual Arthur Conan Doyle Sherlock Holmes story, I believe, right? Or is it A Study in Crimson? I think it's Scarlet. Raindrops Game Parfait. Bouncy Shame Charm Valentine. Alright, nothing leaps out at me. Shoot, I don't know. I'm just gonna stick that in there. A little dissonance never hurts a poem. Ocean, Wrath, Skirt, Madam. Do we go intellectual? Or do we go emo? Or do we add a little bit more titillation to our poem? Ooh, oceans are cosmic horror stuff. Cheeks, embrace, misery, kiss, sing, fun, covet. Interesting word. Let's go with covet. Contamination, like a zombie infection. Heartbeat, tears, lust. Yeah, that would be way. That's just tilting into way too much sexuality. We're not gonna do that. Pleasure, despise, lazy. Contaminate. That's a terrible word in a poem. I can't think of any instance where contamination would be a good word in a poem. It's too awkward, too anodyne. Okay, pleasure. Am I going to get to read this poem? Is this going to actually be a thing? Pure, tenacious, awesome, sweet, captive, uncontrollable, bliss, scars. It's Clive Barkery. I'll go with bliss. Oh, I don't know. Fester, little body horror, little Cronenberg-y. Don't know that we want to go in that direction. Cage, rain cloud, sugar. Is it again determination? It's like contamination. That doesn't. There's no way to. It's a terrible word for a poem. Rain clouds too. I don't. Yeah. You know, let's see what happens with hair. Extraordinary, Van Gale, agonizing, disown, inferno, bubbles, marriage, swimsuit. Oh dear, I don't know. Giggle. What have I done? What is kawaii? Don't know what that. I don't know that word. It's gonna force me to look up. This game is improving my vocabulary. Fireflies, shiny. Isn't there a something of the Fireflies Miyazaki movie? Oh, laugh, infallible, unending. That's cosmic. All right, and then the final word. I don't know. I think was it Tom Ross who earlier explained Doki Doki is a term for like when a cartoon heart is beating out of someone's chest. Hmm. All right, let's go with incongruent. No, it doesn't seem very poetic. Oh, I don't know. I don't like any of these really. Pass. Oh, look, history. Oh, that's not the history of my poem yet. Summer. Hi again, Tom. I do like that it fast forwarded to the eponymous literature club and didn't make me do nonsense like wander town before deciding to go to bed and then getting up and saying goodbye to my mom and walking to school and then having class all day. Just cut to the chase, Doki Doki Literature Club. I like your style. Okay, when can I show you guys my poem already? You guys quit manga shaming her. That's my job. Manga is literature. There we go. All right. Okay. I think so is Yuri into me? Is that what? They all are into me, right? And I'm gonna get to choose one of them because it's one of those dumb kind of games. Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Sayori. When are we gonna get to reading my poem already? I just wrote an awesome poem and we're chit-chatting. Right. Okay. What did she make for me? Because she knows we're both into horror. Maybe it's a DVD of Cairo, a movie called Pulse, directed by his last name is Kurosawa, but his first name is not the Kurosawa we all know. He's a different Kurosawa. All right, it's a DVD of Pulse. Oh, a book. Is it Laird Barron? It's a short read. All right. It's a little. Okay. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like to speak. Okay. What's the book? It is. Oh, I don't even get to know what the book is. Ugh, come on, game. At least make up a fake book. Ooh, maybe the twist is that it's like, the Necronomicon or the Liber Ivonis. Wipe. When are we going to read my poem? Come on! You guys, I wrote 20 words of a poem. It's mainly cosmic horror, but it has a little titillation. Hazy Silhouette says nobody voted for Dream Daddy. At least you got to chat up a lot of dudes and make choices in the first act. We already did a Dream Daddy live stream. I basically finished that game. Hootspy suggests that maybe it was going to be a VHS of Pet Cemetery. Hootspy, didn't you spell that wrong? Isn't there some weird spelling shenanigans going on with Pet Cemetery? I forget. That's also dumb, Stephen King. Alright, looks like nobody cares about me having written a brilliant poem. Alright, so they're discussing lure people in with cupcakes. You guys did that yesterday. You lured me in with cupcakes. They speak to my creative tummy. Alright, that's awfully cute. Here we go. Nah! Extreme close-up. Oh, I fell asleep in literature club. Oh, great. So in more serious horror, that little episode of napping would be the demarcation between reality and nightmare. So maybe I'm dreaming right now. Right here, you can be on the lookout for cues that it's all a dream. From this point on, everything could be a dream. We can have that debate later, after the game is over. We can say, yeah, remember when he fell asleep in the second meeting of Doki Doki Literature Club? Everything after that, it was him dreaming. All right. Okay, now I'm giving her guff for sleeping in. Alright, I'm criticizing her hair. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. It's awfully flirty. Your bow isn't... Alright. A toothpaste stain on your collar. Oh, God, I'm kind of a dick. I'm wearing a blazer. Alright. That is kind of mean. Oh, wait. Is her... Okay, maybe I'm not wearing a blazer. I don't know what I'm wearing. I could be naked right now for all I know. Oh, okay. This is dangerously close to second base. I think that's the point of this shot. Yeah, okay, well, there we go. The elephant is now in the middle of the room. All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. Oh, good. Okay, we're getting to the poem. Less awkward quasi-romantic moments with Sayori. More of my awesome poetry. You guys ready for this? Of course I did. I shouldn't be embarrassed. That poem's awesome. It's gonna be great. You're gonna be blown away. Especially Yuri, who likes horror. Alright. Right, okay. Alright. Alright, here we go. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, I kind of want to get in front of the club and read it. Okay, well, it is cosmic horror, so I think Yuri would appreciate. Well, wait, am I like choosing which girl I'm gonna date now or something dumb? All right, well, we're both into horror. She gave me a copy of. It's either a VHS of Pet Cemetery or a DVD of Pulse. Uh, One or the other. Okay. That's her review of my poem. She's stalling. She doesn't like it. I forgot to start speaking. Okay. All right, she's gonna say something like that. I've got raw talent and I just need to develop it. There we go. That's a polite way to put it. They try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and form fit the two together. The result is that both style and expressiveness are weakened. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Ah, all right. She's coming to her own when she's analyzing my poem. Okay. All right. Oh, now I get to read her poem. Okay. Well, Richard Holt says Yuri is schooling Tom. Oh dear. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. This has been Ghost Under the Light by Yuri. Click outside poem area to continue. That was the poem area. The screen was filled with the poem area and then an area outside the poem. I think it was a perfectly cromulent poem for a teenage girl to write. Okay, that's great, Tom. Compliment her handwriting when you're talking about her poetry. Also, I liked the poem. Short, descriptive. You usually write longer poems. Okay, well. Ooh, more mild, easier. Okay. She just called me a dummy, basically. Yeah, I didn't get her poem, apparently. I mean, the word ghost was in the title, wasn't it? Oh, but oh, she just is. She totally schooled me. It's a metaphor. Perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Oh, snap! It's called a Yuri Slam. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, I know to let go of the past. All right. She should see the movie Ghost Story with Casey Affleck, directed by David Lowery. All right, so she had to explain her poem to me. I'm too dense to understand metaphor. Fair enough. I mean, my character only reads manga. Does any of this matter now? The order? Okay. Well, let's. I mean, she's my. Well, now I'm fine. We're going with her next. Sayori. She's my oldest friend. The person that I didn't think I thought the horror bent of the poem would appeal to Yuri, but nope, she didn't care. All right. Lord Hazy Silhouette says, haha, Tom is a literalist. Chris Markinson asks, is Ghost Story the movie where Rooney Mara eats pie for 15 minutes? It is, yes. Rooney Mara fights a pie. Spoiler, she wins. Utpi also suggests Phantoms with Ben Affleck. That Yuri might appreciate that. What's the one with Peter Weller? Screamers? I always confuse that and Phantoms. Because I think I've seen Phantoms. Isn't it where like black goo attacks a town or something, but a less cool version? Hazy Silhouette says, this one looks like strawberry shortcake. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to unsee that now, Hazy Silhouette. Thanks. Yes, Screamer. Weird Bob says Screamers. Yeah. Crispy Webb says that's his favorite food fight of 2017. Crispy Webb, that surely got mentioned during a 3x3, right? Oh my goodness. All right, this is so. Whoa, she's into it. Well, I'd expect her to be kind of a cheerleader for me. What was that tilde? What is it when there's a? I understand the significance of ellipses in Japanese games. I totally get that. But what's the tilde at the end of a sentence? Is that like supposed to be a dash? Or is there even a tilde? Did I see it right? Yeah. Ooh, I love it. Tilde! Exclamation point. Some sort of an emoticon? What's going on there? We're both clueless, therefore she likes my poem. Ah, yours was more constructive. Wait, did I just reference Netsuki's opinion when I haven't even showed it to Cupcake Girl yet? Alright. I guess we're not going to get to see my poem. That makes sense. I mean, like, how's the game going to render a poem? 20 screens, each with what, 10 words? 12 words? Yeah, that's a little unrealistic that it would actually make a poem. Although, if I was a game designer, I would attempt that sort of thing. Like emergent poetry. I'm sure you could program something like that. There's that tilde again. What's with the tilde? Let's see. So tilde says it's like a dash, but it's cute. Richard Holt says you don't use tildes. No. Tom Ross accidentally read a manga last week. It was the life-changing magic of tidying up. I think that's the title of it. He kind of liked it. I learned not to roll my socks. Why wouldn't you roll your socks? Left Empty says the tilde is like ending on a high note, something people do to manipulate them into thinking they have not ended their sentence. Crispy Webb says when he went to see Ghost Story, the Casey Affleck Rooney Mara movie, an old guy in the theater during the pie scene yelled, quote, "We get it already." All right. All right. It's been an hour and 6 minutes of Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm determined to get a little bit more of a sense of what's going on, so I'm going to push forward. Although my voice is starting to go, so bear with me. All right. You know what would be hell? Hell on Earth would be having to play this game with no way to speed up the text. I guess it's already pretty fast, but oh god. All right, here we go. Take a sip of water here. Yeah, Tom Ross says, this is what I was thinking, is the tilde to suggest a Canadian raising without using a question mark? You can also do it as a Britishism. All right, here's a little trick I've learned when traveling. We'll get to the poem. Let me move the cursor out of the poem area right now. Actually, I'm going to leave it in the poem area. I don't want to accidentally click past the poem. Here's a little trick I've learned while traveling. If you're traveling, and this is only for the Americans out there, if you're a Brit, this won't help you guys because you don't need this tip. If you're traveling and you don't want to come across as the typical ugly American, one of the things you can do, although I don't recommend this because if you run into someone from that country, they're going to out you, is you can adopt an accent. Is just talk like you're from Britain or whatever. Talk like you're English. And then people will think, oh, he's English. Or you can, you could do the boot, who's, you can do the Canadian thing. Maybe they'll think you're Canadian, but that's a little bit of a tougher sell because maybe people don't recognize Canadian as much. But what I've done when I'm traveling, I don't want people to know I'm just an ugly American, is the intonation of how you talk can make people think you're vaguely British. And it's just a matter of how you end your sentences. If you just talk a certain way, you don't have to do an accent. I believe I'll have the red wine. I'm not doing an accent right now. I'm just changing my intonation a little bit. And I sound less like a dumb guy from Arkansas or California or wherever I sound like I'm from. So you just talk with a little lilt at the end. And then people might think that you're not from Arkansas. Oh, he's perhaps very well-spoken Englishman. See? There you go. That's how you do it when you travel. All right, are we ready to hear Sayori's poem now? Here we go. Dear Sunshine by Sayora. Hazy Silhouette says I sound like I'm from Canada. Weird Bob says I sound like I've turned into a snooty guy from Arkansas. Come on, I'm sure it tricks people in other countries all the time. Tom Ross says suggest rather than command. Sure. I wonder if when I do that, like I think I'm being so sneaky and people then aren't sure where I'm from. I wonder if people really think, why is this dumb guy talking like that when I've done that? The way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. All right, I can already tell this poem is not for me. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. Ugh. A little bit twee, Sayori. Sorry to tell you that. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. All right. I guess a cute little comedic twist. All right, sorry, just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write down? All right, you can answer just a little bit to yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. All right. Oh dear. I guess I'm going to read each of these girls' poems. I guess we're all done talking about my poem. Oh no, the other girls get to talk about my poem, right? All right, we're just going down the line. Natsuki, who made the cupcakes, who's into manga. Oh, snap. See, Natsuki, I like that. This is good criticism. Do you want to get smacked? Oh my god, she's threatening to assault me. Do you want to get smacked? Eagles can fly by Natsuki. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race. Owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. All right. Natsuki said, I said I wasn't gonna like it, but I liked it. I am being honest, Natsuki. Why are you convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, she says, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. All right. Okay. Oh, the other thing about simple writing is it puts more weight on wordplay. I agree with that, Natsuki. Like I set it up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. All right. Don't underestimate Natsuki, you guys. All right, Monica, here we go. So she's the sophisticated one. She's the one that should go into politics. Okay, so she's open to input. It's an important leadership quality. I'm refusing to give her any input. All right. Okay, Monica, here we go. Check it out. It's existential horror, cosmic existential horror with a little bit of titillation. I probably shouldn't have explained it before I gave it to her. I mean, she could have inferred that from reading it, right? I don't need to explain to her. All right, she likes it. Makes me think of something Sayori would like. Why Sayori? It's basically for Yuri, the one who likes horror. Okay. You know, Monica, Yuri gave me a book earlier. At least she appreciates my sensibilities. You know, I could be friends with Yuri, too. Alright. Although I basically did get to second base with Sayori earlier in the classroom. Okay, Sayori's writing has a kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell she likes exploring. Okay. Okay. Although, really, I think the buttoning of the blazer bit was kind of supposed to be more like a little sexually awkward moment, like when Michael Cera punches Becca in the breast in Superbad. Very Apatow moment, right? Judd Apatow movies. All right, okay, here we go. So, oh, I'm gonna have to read her poem. Yeah, okay. Have to, excuse me. I should have said I'm gonna get to read her poem now. Here we go. All right. Oh my God, hers is long. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes. Protrude, not a word you should put in a poem. Protrude. Jut? Nah, that's not a good one either. I don't know. Well, okay. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the... Oh, spackle. Even read it wrong. The direction the spackle protrudes. Spackle also. That's... Don't... What is she doing? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. So far, I like this poem best. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. All right. This, Monica, this is the poem I pick. Your poem wins. Very free form. No, it's got a dark undertone. All right. Okay. How do I click praise her poem? All right. She had a recent epiphany. All right. Okay. All right. That makes sense. I liked her metaphor with ink. All right. I mean, shouldn't each person read his or her poem to the whole club and then we discuss it as a group? What's this weird one-on-one stuff? Putting each other on the spot like that. In high school and college and even into my 30s, I wrote a lot of poems. I'm embarrassed to say. And, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I just threw them all out. I had no desire to revisit whatever goofy teenage angst I was going through back then. Kids these days writing stuff on, Google Drive or whatever, if they're writing poems, they'll have them forever. You can't just get away from it easily. I guess you could delete it. But I carted it around with me in a big old bag just full of because it's all handwritten stuff, a big old bag full of notebooks and stuff. And eventually I was like, I'm never going to read this. I don't want to read this and revisit all this nonsense. So I just took the bag and just chucked it in the trash. Like poems, short stories, just goofy stuff that I wrote when I was a kid. All right, girls are fighting over me. Now, naturally, all of this stuff here is a direct result of my specific word choices for my 20 poems, right? My 20 words for my poem. Okay. Do you guys notice the music changing? All right. Okay, do I now have to choose one of them? Ooh! Oh, wait, well, what am I choosing? How to get dragged into wait, what are they asking me? There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language, Yuri says. It's the only way to convey complex feeling and meaning. Avoiding them unnecessarily limits you. And Yuri is asking if I agree with it. Natsuki is saying there's no point making poems convoluted for no reason. The meaning should jump out at the reader. The reader shouldn't have to figure it out. All right, so I'm siding with Yuri on that one. I mean, basically, Natsuki. What? Yeah, basically Natsuki. She's appealing to Trump voters. That's funny though. The idea of a Trump voter reading a poem. Haha, right. It's something that's never happened ever. All right. So far I chose 20 words. I chose the order in which I showed the girls my poems, and I chose whether I agreed with Natsuki's preference for simplicity over Yuri's preference for the unique expressiveness of a more complex use of language. So that's gameplay so far. I'm sure there's other stuff later coming up. I'm trucking on. I'm gonna stay with this for a little bit. Wait, why does someone have to make an apology? And then nobody, okay, she's trapped, pointing to be fight. She can't handle the pressure. And I'm feeling bad for her. I didn't want to put anybody in an uncomfortable situation. Although I did have to choose sides. I could have opted out by calling Sayori over, right? But I agree with Yuri. Yuri, she had a point. Like, Yuri... Oh, is this sort of like am I voting people off the island? It looks like I am. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to make her do that. Natsuki, come on. Alright, here I am. Still wants to know if there's permadeath in here. He also said it snowed all day where he is. He should be outside making a snowman. Miyuki's saying I'm a bully, that I vocabulary shamed innocent young girls. Yeah, Utsby was saying, I guess if my old writing was in physical form, I would have thrown it out too. Electronic files don't demand effort to keep or any attention. It really wasn't a matter, yeah, of I needed there. It was all in a cabinet thing above a closet, and I wanted to put other stuff back up in there. It's like I'm not gonna keep all these papers, and like journals and stuff. Like good lord, I kept journals all the time, and I will bet you 85% of that stuff was just mooning over girls. All right. Speaking of mooning over girls, there's got to be another impending choice coming, right? Am I going to choose among these three? Or are we winding up and I'm just expressing my enthusiasm for literature club? Am I going to write another poem? Is it time to change up the format, write a short story? Write something in essay form? Okay. Here we are walking home. Yep, I've caused dissent. I have forever fractured Doki Doki Literature Club. I should feel bad about that. Alright. What would happen if I'd opted out of the choice and just called Sayori over? Seems like there would be much more harmony left in Doki Doki Literature Club. That was weird. I pat her on the shoulder. I said that more to myself. Okay. Oh, God, I'm writing more poetry. Well, is this just something I did? Good lord. Uchpi says he stopped keeping a diary when he was a teenager, and he worked out that nobody could be trusted not to read it as a source of comedy material. Hazy Silhouette says the first rule of Doki Doki Literature Club is never install Doki Doki Literature Club. Rule number 2 is see rule number 1. All right. Wait, these are the same choices. These are the same dang words, aren't they? All right, well, let's get really dark. I mean, I want to make this a horror game. It's horror here. Suicide. This is speaking of Pulse or Cairo, the Kurosawa movie. Yeah, we'll go with that. Dark. I'm gonna have to make it more obvious. I'm not gonna temper this with any titillation. Entropy. Yeah. Grief. Judgment. Really? Okay. Judgment. Crimson, the color of blood, you know, right? Inferno, lust, tenacious, hurt. Okay. Dear. I'm afraid ocean would be misconstrued as like the majesty of nature kind of thing, rather than the horror of the infinite. So we'll go with that. What is kawaii? Someone explain to me what kawaii is. It's not a proper noun. It's not a place, right? What is that? Oh dear, these are all positive. All right, I'm picking it. Meager misery. Yeah. Starscape. No, that's going for like the beauty of the scenery. Disaster. Here we go. Oh shoot, I missed horror. That's okay. Breeding, incongruent, existing, extreme, agonizing. Yep. Tragedy. Fester, yeah. Broken. God, this is effulgent. Good lord. Does this mean like a lit up with an internal light or something? That's a word I'd have to look up. All right, fear. Here we go. Kawaii equals cute, Weird Bob says. Oh, okay. Hazy Silhouette says it's an onomatopoeia. Oh, that makes sense. Monofurioso says, what the heck is this? Monofurioso, welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club. We're going to read my poem in a minute. I think. I'm going to show my poem to these girls. I guess I'm going to have to read their poems. What? Yeah, Sarah, you can't afford to get a snack. Yeah, you just deal with hunger. Oh! She's full of tricks. I can see right through you, Sayori, and your manipulative ways. Hi, Yuri. So, I read that book you gave me last night. She's hitting me up for money. Okay. Wow. Her suffering is fair retribution. Yuri's dark. Haha. Malapropisms. When is it going to be revealed that these girls are all like demons and I have to fight them? Whoa. What was that? Did you guys hear the sound design there? Did you hear that? There's a little audio production going on there. In combat. Okay, there's combat now. giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Alright, so a flying cookie. So far, that's the combat in this game. It's the girls attack each other with desserts. Alright, Sayori's getting her blood sugar up. Man, Sayori's manipulative. Alright. Hey, where's Monica? Yeah. I mean, she's basically the person who holds this literature club together. Is this where it gets dark? Is it now going to become a horror game? Is there a serial killer? And then the end of the game is that that serial killer is me. Nope. All right, Monica. Why are you late? We demand that you explain yourself. My favorite excuse for being late, and it usually works, is you walk in and you're late and you say, "Sorry I'm late, but I couldn't get here on time." 9 times out of 10, that'll make sense to people. Man, Monica has time for music as well, for learning to play piano, like Victoria in the movie Victoria. I'm so glad you guys explained that tilde to me, because now I'm seeing it and it makes sense. All right. He says the only thing I've murdered so far is the evening. Left Empty says the huge surprise factor in Japanese fiction is when, very rarely, the big evil isn't a woman. Oh. On Twitch, they're basically saying, really don't waste your voice over this. You're still quite a ways away from the first themic reveal, Utsby says. Monofurioso says, perhaps next Wednesday someone can vote that I read myself manga and you guys can listen to the pages turn. All right, well, when do I get to a save? Oh, I've been at a save point all along. All right, well, let's get through today's literature club and then I'll save it and I'll go back to playing my dopey Thunderbirds game. Wipe. Oh, I gotta share poems with everyone, right? Am I getting XP for this? So far the words crap and pissed have been used in this game, which is why there's that disclaimer at the first about it being very disturbing and not appropriate for children. All right, it's a meet cute. Actually, we've already met. It's not a meet cute. Okay. Don't read the back. There's spoilers on those. Portrait of Markov. All right, here we go. Oh. Anytime you have in a movie or TV show someone reading a book, a specific book, there's a reason that book was chosen. I mean, well, it's kind of an obvious thing to say, but when someone invokes another work like a movie or a book, they're generally making a point. So I'm construing all of that as spoiler territory. The subject of Yuri's book, right? Maybe not. So a human experiment prison and life falling apart and all relationships being destroyed. Or maybe it's just a red herring. Hmm. All right. Okay. She's so deferential. Come on, Yuri. Oops. So, Portrait of Markov. We're going to both read this, right? My friend Christian's sister sent me for my birthday a while ago a book called, oh shoot, who wrote that thing? It was called Her. And it was written by a woman. And it was this horrible, horrible story about a sociopath who works in a bookstore. And when one of the customers gets a little flirty with him, he gets obsessed with her. And he kidnaps her, locks her up in the basement, and forces her to read a book with him. They simultaneously read the book together. It was so terrible. It was such just like girl in basement horror. And it was told from the perspective of the dude. Oh god, it was I just felt dirty after reading it. I forget what the book is they're reading. It was something twee, like a Harry Potter book, or maybe it's 50 Shades of Grey. Shoot, what's the book he forces her to read? I think it was a real thing. Maybe not. Someone look up who wrote. This has got to be hard to Google. Who wrote Her? I mean, I guess they're not crime fiction. I guess they are. Are they? Is that crime fiction? I don't know what it is. And she also sent me the sequel, which I don't think I would have thrown it out because spoiler: the guy lives, the girl doesn't. Uh, it's over there somewhere. It's got to be. Maybe I did throw it out. All right. Spike Jones, Hazy Silhouette asks. No. Oh, Her. I wasn't even thinking of the movie. Wait, maybe the book wasn't called Her. No, I think the book was called Her. Wait, what? Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Well, okay. Okay. All right. Oh, we're reading it like in tandem like that? All right. Actually, that sounds like a cute thing to do. One of my favorite things during like road trips with during road trips I like uh well, I can't do it because I get car sick if I read, but it's cool during a long road trip to have someone read to you. I so my first chemotherapy session uh super well. What I vaguely remember what they when they so you're basically sitting there with a needle in your arm for a long time. They are pumping poison into you. It's a terrible thing, but they're also giving you like sedatives, anti-nausea medication, stuff like that. My very first chemotherapy session, you're there for hours, like it's like all day. My very first chemotherapy session, my friend Christian was with me, and he read out loud one of my favorite Laird Barron stories, and that's one of the reasons it's one of my favorite is because I just have a vivid memory of just kind of, and I slept through part of it, like I was kind of in this weird hazy conscious state, uh, and I just have these memories of Christian reading the book and kind of trying to do the voices. Which one was it? Is it an occultation or a mago sequence? It's not the forest. No, it's not an occultation. It's got to be an imago sequence. Or no, it's in a beautiful thing that happens to us all, that awaits us all. Wait, hold on. Let me, because I love that story. Oh, dadgummit. All my books have fallen. Uh, no. Shoot, it's the one about the lumberjacks. Why can I not remember it? All right, here I am going through all my Laird Baron. Where's my Imago sequence? It's got to be in there. I don't think I think I sent Marcus my copy of Imago sequence. Isn't this fun? Listening to me go through my books. Where? No, I know I've got an Imago. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Let's see. Is it? No, it's not. Shoot. All right. Oh, yeah. By the way, Kepnes is the woman who wrote her. Caroline Kepnes. The sequel is Hidden Bodies. Kepnes. And is her the first book? Let's see. Oh, no, you. I'm such a dork. So the book You, what's the name of it? I'm calling it her. It's a second person title, not a third person. All right. No, I know I sent you a Mago sequence, Chris, but I think I sent you my copy of it and then bought a replacement. I think. But I didn't realize I'd bought a replacement. You know what? I'm gonna find that Laird Barron short story because I think it's a really amazing introduction to him. It's about these. It's literally about lumberjacks. Shoot. Let's just sit here and alphabetize my books instead of playing Doki Doki Literature Club. All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. All right. So we're basically that's cute. I can sort of visualize that. All right. The men from Porlock, of course, Monofurioso. Absolutely. Right. Thank you. That's going to drive me crazy. Which collection is it in? It's not in A Beautiful Thing That Awaits Us All? Yes, it is. Yes, there we go. You know what? I'm just going to read this story to you guys. Page 209. I mean, having Christian read this to me was just such a. September 1923. Darkness lay stone heavy as men roused, drawn from inner night by the tidal pull of blood, the weight of bones sagging outward through their flesh. Now, Barron was originally a poet, keep that in mind, but his prose is super dense like that, in a good way. And it very much reminds me of Cormac McCarthy. All right. Why are we? Okay, let's finish playing Doki Doki Literature Club. Now I want to go read Men from Porlock. I think Men from Porlock is about American exceptionalism. Hmm. I mean, not specifically. It's about many things, but I think it ends the way it does for a, a reason. Monofurioso, why did you know that? Did you look it up, or Bonsai Warrior says drink? Corbett McCarthy was mentioned. Did you look it up, or do you know the story? Um, what is Richard Holt? Has Tom streamed pre-dynastic Egypt? Richard Holt, I love that game. No lie. I really like that game. I was not defeated by a Flax sub boss. How dare you, Hazy Silhouette? Uh, Richard Holt said he had a weird notion that he had played the game while watching a stream. What was the consensus on the game? Should I pick it up? No, I like it. It's a different kind. It's not really a strategy game. You just kind of go through the motions. But there's some interesting choices you get to make. Um, now did I play? Is it on the iPad or is it just a PC game? But no, it's a kind of a laid-back strategy game, and it unfolds over multiple game sessions. You know what? It's kind of like Pandemic Legacy, but a strategy game. I liked it. Richard Holt says, I guess I'll pick it up. Oh, Fredui points out that Richard Holt's taste is the opposite of mine, so he shouldn't get it. Richard says it's on PC and mobile. Monofurioso says he has that collection, A Beautiful Thing That Awaits Us All, by Laird Barron, but he hadn't read that story. I don't know if that or Imago Sequence are my favorite Laird Barrons. Occultation is really good, the short story, but it's not, and it's like 4 pages, but it's not typical Laird Barron. Imago Sequence and Men from Porlock is uh, Laird Barron's shtick, if you will, at least before his last book, which I didn't care for, Swift to Chase. His shtick is, what if you had Lovecraftian horror, but instead of an intellectual character, an intellectual protagonist investigating something, the protagonist is a super tough as nails badass person. Because that's even more kind of horrifying, is some old professor who goes insane and is undone by monsters, whatever. But when you have a two-fisted, hard-boiled, square-jawed, Chandler-esque protagonist, when cosmic horror undoes that guy, now you're talking. That's more serious. And Men from Porlock, and especially Imago Sequence, are very much like that. All right. Oh my God. Here we go. Let's. Looking at a girl with purple hair after saying all that stuff. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do poems. Richard Holt points out, if my taste was the opposite of Tom's, that would be super easy. But we have an intersection in our game preferences, as well as being diametrically opposed in other areas. Richard Holt, though, really goes overboard with how crazy he is about Endless Space 2. I mean, he will not shut up about what a great game that is. See, since I have complete hegemony over the microphone, I can spread fake news like that. I control what's true. No, poor Richard Holt. I mean, I feel sorry for him because Endless Space 2 is such a great game and he hates it. All right, so we held hands and read a book, kind of. Let's do the poem bits. I know something's going to happen in this game. It's probably going to be cool. Don't spoil it, you guys. And I'll have you know, this is eating into my valuable Thunderbirds co-op board games. Excuse me, Thunderbirds solitaire board gaming time. One of the things I did, I like doing this when solitaire games offer it, is I keep a high score list. And that encourages you, then you sort of push up the difficulty level. The Thunderbird co-op's solitaire game, it's really the Thunderbird co-op game, has a flexible difficulty level you can choose. Spirit Island is like that as well. So I've got a spreadsheet of my scores, how I got the points, which characters I was using, what card either killed me or I won with. So I can actually look. Here, I'll tell you guys. I yesterday played all told. Oh, actually, this isn't all yesterday. Let's see. Wait, I can just go from 7 to 16. 9 games of Thunderbirds co-op. Solitaire. Dadgummit, I keep saying co-op. All right, who should I show the poem to first? Let's just go with our previous order. Let me get this spreadsheet of my high scores out of the way. Hazelette said I made Richard Holt scream into the sky. All right, let's see what I've written for today. Okay, this is my super dark one. Whoa, is that 2 ellipses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 full ellipses. Now, is the game is it scripted to do this, or is it because I was really good at picking words the second time? I bet it says this no matter what. My word's gonna matter. Ooh. Did she fail a sanity check? From my powerful poetry? No, she's assuming her poem motivated me. Oh, jeez, Yuri, write a novel, why don't you? Good lord. Ugh. Oh, I like the title. The Raccoon. It happened in the... This looks like prose. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. Good use of scuttering. Is it even a word? I like it. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. What's the Sinatra song that has the line about the way you hold the knife? It's like the way you wear your hair, the way you blah, blah, blah. And then there's this weirdly insidious line, because I think it's right. The way you hold the knife. I love, like, I'm sure in Sinatra it's basically just talking about her cooking or something. But I love the idea of it being a sinister undertone to the song. I would sing it if I could sing the way you hold the knife, the way you wear your hair. Shoot, what is it? All right, the moon increments its phase. Yeah, okay, I accept that. And reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. Off of. Drop the of. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. Don't put that... I'm getting all scientific and anodyne again here. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. Very nice, Yuri. I mean, do we need to spell this out? I guess if you want that to be part of the poem. All right, I'm going to click outside the poem area now. They can't take that away from me. Thank you, Utsby. Yeah. And is that actually the lyric? The way you hold the knife? I love when songs have a line that you can construe or misconstrue as meaning something dark. There's the Christmas Carol, "We Three Kings." Wait, is it "We Three Kings"? No, "God rest you, merry gentlemen." God rest you, merry gentlemen. Let nothing you dismay. There's something about Satan's power. He saved us all from Satan's power when we are gone astray. Good time. But I love that Satan's power is invoked in a Christmas Carol. The way you hold your knife, Utsby says. Yeah. Isn't that a weird lyric? I love that. God rest you, merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we are gone astray. Satan's power brought up during Christmas. Kind of cool. All right. Oh God, we're at 2 hours of Doki Doki Literature Club. All right, I really should get to a stopping place. uh, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, Markinson's quoting the full lyric. The way you hold your knife, the way we danced until 3, the way you changed my life. They can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. Utsby says, I always imagined she held her knife like a pen, as some people do. Oh, like they're eating. In that case, it should be the way you hold your fork. Although that doesn't rhyme with the way you changed my life. But no, she's stabbing him. She's murdering him with the knife. Duh. All right, I'm gonna have to save now. My voice is starting to go. So, I think this is a classic instance of I will play whatever you guys want on Request Wednesday. I'll try to make the best of it. If you want to grief me with getting over it with Bennett Foddy, go ahead and look up what that is. I'll do it. Don't think I won't. Request Wednesday is about what you guys pick. And then every other day is about me playing Guild Wars 2, of course. All right, let's save this. We're going to save it here. And oh, well, there. Oh, sorry, I left you with a black screen there. There you go. This has been a live stream of Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm drunk. Literature Club. Tom Ross says he won't be here Friday for the mandatory Guild Wars 2 stream. I should say, excuse me, obligatory Guild Wars 2 stream because he's going to a VR bar. Huh. All right. Don't know what that is, Tom Ross, but it sounds kind of cool. Enjoy. So come on back on Friday. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm on Twitter at QT3. I've got a Patreon campaign at patreon.com/TomChick. And if you'd like to see me stream something for Request Wednesday, just type into a comment section, I vote for, in the name of games such as Guild Wars 2, A Hat in Time, Nantucket, for instance, which comes out at midnight. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come on back Friday. I'll see you guys at 6 p.m. Hope you're having a good week so far. 2 more days to Friday. We'll see you guys then. Cheers.